Hello, it is Sunday, March 17th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword today, so we've got a big Sunday grid, a jumbo grid with a theme and a title all over the map. And this themed and titled edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Casey Brandt, Michael, Aaron Spiller, and, as always, the indomitable Showmaster. Thank you so much to those for their benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, which means they directly support this channel. They keep the whole thing going. I'm very grateful to them for that. Thank you to them for their contributions, but also to everybody who's a patron of the channel. If you'd like to join their ranks, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you will find the bonus videos available to patrons, of course, as well as for benefactors, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thanks again to everybody who does support the channel in that way. I really do appreciate it. And thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube. That's a big help. And finally, there is that Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join. It's a nice friendly chat community, and there's a description field link. All right, let's not waste any time. We've got a big puzzle to solve. This is entitled All Over the Map. It was constructed by Simeon Siegel. It was edited, once again, by Joel Faliano. And let's start solving, see how we get on. Pair variety. There is a variety that I've probably read more than I've said. And Bosch, pairs, it's probably what this is, but let's check the crosses and see. Political party found in Syria. My first thought was wrong. Sorry. I had a thought and it's incorrect. What do I think this is? I don't know. Let's, what is going on with me? Attraction in 69 across that's part of America's first national park. I do not know. I don't know what to... I don't even know that I'm certain what America's first national park is. If I had to guess, I guess I would guess Yellowstone, but I don't know. I don't actually know if that's correct. Picture. To see something is to picture it. Attraction... Oh, wait, sorry. Oh, right, these are both... Okay, this is part of the theme. Attraction in 69 across that's part of America's first national park. Here we have attraction in 69 across that's almost 2,000 feet deep. This will be interesting, but I don't... I feel I should know. I mean, but I just can't think. Farm machine equipped with twine. Well, this would probably be a baler. It would make hay bales with twine. So, I don't know. Title character for Tyler Perry. Well, Tyler Perry, the actor and filmmaker, has a recurring character, Medea, in many of his films and in many of the titles of his films. So that'll be the answer there. We have some German rides. Oh, BMWs. So rides as in cars. It's straightforward. Blank with Mark Maron podcast. WTF is the name of Mark Maron's interview podcast. Oh, this looks strange. Oh, did I misspell Medea? The Bath Party. That's right. That'll be it. Political party founded in Syria. And, wow, I would not have remembered Medea was spelled with an A, but there we go. Okay. And then to informally agree to something would be to... I don't know. Oh, Old Faithful. It is Yellowstone. So Old Faithful, the geyser. There we go. There we go. So that is the attraction in, and then I think this will be Yellowstone, right? Probably. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, sorry. This says locale of this puzzle's attractions, really all 8 of them. I don't know. Boy, I would have assumed that was Yellowstone. So what about this? Attraction in 69 across that's almost 2,000 feet deep. So Crater Lake? I've heard of Crater Lake. I've never been to Yellowstone, by the way, so this is all based on sort of vague awareness on my part. Like a stock quote, ? So stock maybe not financial instruments, but maybe livestock or something, or a stock quote, maybe, trite, maybe stock as in used frequently, and a stock quote, a sort of quotation you deploy by default. Might be fairly trite. It might be a stock quote. That's clever. If that's the answer, which it feels plausible to me. Debauchee, so someone who is debauched, someone who's been debauched, would be A roue, maybe? That's a French-derived word for someone who's, I don't know, I guess sort of a libertine, you could maybe say, or, uninhibited. Let's look at this. Informally agree to. Oh, shake on. Oh, to shake on something would be to informally agree to it, make a verbal agreement. And then to have something down is to know it. Sudden arrival is an inrush. There we go, an inrush of crowds or something. They're very attached to their calves. Shins? Is this so simple anatomical clue? Let's try that. And if you're more crafty, you're slyer. You're more sly. So, I feel sometimes you see slyer spelled with a Y and sometimes with an I. I think I've maybe even seen it both ways in the New York Times crossword. Which do I think is right in this case? Gives as a reference. I'm going to leave it blank for now. If you give something as a reference, give, cites. You cite something as a reference. There we go. So slyer spelled with an I. Often. A lot. If something happens often, it happens a lot. Universal as a motor. An AC/DC motor, I guess it can use either alternating current or direct current. I don't know enough about motors, I guess, to know how this would function. Many a lib. So in a U.S. political context, anyway, you have the Democratic Party associated with liberalism. And so Dem would be the answer here. And then bright pink shade, hot magenta. There we go. Heady, question mark. Cranial or something like that. So you read heady and you think heady in the sense of with substance, or heady, a kind of big, I don't know, bold thing. But in this case, it just means related to the head, the cranium, so cranial. Oh, and here's another one of these. A traction in 69 across that once froze over for 30 hours in 1848. I do not know the answer to that. To prepare oneself for a challenge is to gird oneself. There we go. And then owners of an infamous cow. The Bordens, Mrs. Borden's cow. Elsie. Not sure what we're looking for here. Citrus with a portmanteau name. A tangelo, is that a citrus fruit? That would fit in here with an N in that position. I guess, yeah, why wouldn't it be? Tangerine and pomelo? What is the other bit of it? I don't even know. But anyway, it is a citrus fruit. Short hedge. Not sure what we're looking for there. Some kind of pun, as we see indicated with the question mark. The right one is usually slower. Right hand? I don't know that I understand what that would mean. The right one is usually slower. I don't know. Don't know what we're getting at. Here's the attraction. That once froze over. I mean, it makes me think it's a river or a lake, I suppose. We've already put Crater Lake into the puzzle. I don't know. Stuck in a cup. Stirred? Or no, stirrer. I see. Stick in a cup. Sorry, I misread that. A stick that would go into a cup might be a stirrer to stir in milk or sugar or something into coffee or tea. Okay, here we have special attention for short. TLC, tender love and care. Mail insert, abbreviation. An enclosure. You could have and it says abbreviation, so you could write ENCL to indicate the thing I mentioned is enclosed. Jazz group for short. A nonette. Do you call that a non for short? I don't think I've seen that before, but it could be. Sup could be hey, just saying hello. I goofed in slang. My B for my bad. Jazz. Oh no, I see. Jazz group. Right. There's a basketball team. I think it's the Utah Jazz, and so their group would be the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Okay, actor Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher is an actor. Haven't seen him in many things recently, but there we go. Marble, e.g., is a stone, I suppose. It's straightforward. Oops. Word before fly. Hoverfly? I don't know. Not sure. Wyoming's blank range of Teton. Here's another geographical clue. Is that related? I feel embarrassed that my U.S. geography is so woeful as to not be able to just confidently address all of these. Yellowish pigment, ochre. It's a yellowish pigment. And no, sort of like earth tone yellow, I suppose. And then no in a certain dialect, na. Could be na or nay, actually. Could be N-A-E, could be N-A-W, could be N-A-H. I don't know, but it probably has an A here. Steel boot feature, a toe cap. You could have a steel toe cap on a boot. And word before fly. Oh, housefly. That's a species, right? A housefly? Let's look at this. Typical sock hopper. A teenager? I think of sock hops as being things that teenagers did in like the 1950s, maybe. But I'm not sure what we're looking for here. To bleep out profanity saying on television could be to censor it. And here we have division for a tennis match. A set, because you have game, set, match. So a set would be a division of a match. Here's this. Locale of this puzzle's attractions. Oh, something southwest? Maybe these aren't all in the same place. Yeah, these must refer to different national parks. Is that right? Boy, I'm very embarrassed by my ignorance here. Brute-ish, ? So brute spelled in this manner makes me think of, a dry champagne or something. So maybe sec, which means dry, and these would both be from the French. Not sure this is right, but it could be. Bulls get angry when they see the color red, for one. Well, that sounds like a myth, sort of thing that just gets verbally reinforced, but not actually scientifically true. Name that sounds like a letter. K is a name that sounds exactly like the letter that begins it. And a small role for Paul Rudd. Well, I do know that Paul Rudd played Ant-Man, which I guess he's very tiny. So there we go. Which would make sense given the name. And then school subjects are, students, right? That's clever. Because obviously you think school subjects and you think areas of study, but in this case, a sort of subject, someone who is subject to schooling would be a student. Okay, this looks like stole. Didn't swipe right. Stole. So if you swiped something, but you didn't do it the right way, in other words, in this instance, I suppose you didn't pay for it, you would have stolen it. So that's the answer. Improvises in a jazz group. Scats. So verbal improvisation could be scatting, singing with sort of nonsense syllables instead of lyrics. Either end of America. A schwa. So that's that's that sort of elided vowel sound that is just sort of America. It's not America or something. You're not really enunciating the specificity of the vowel A. You could schwa would be basically the same for any vowel. Okay, so there we have that. Nothing special. So if it's nothing special, it's so-so. And then here we have a stumbler or bumbler. It could be a bit of an oaf. Someone who's a bit clumsy. And then capital city founded by King Harold would be Oslo. There we go. That sounds extremely plausible name-wise. Here we have the lady doth protest too much, famously from Shakespeare, the lady doth protest too much, methinks. And here we have pro tem for now. So I think that's short for pro tempore, for the time being. So you'll often have in, I guess in the sort of U.S. legislature, you'll have someone who's kind of president pro tempore, that kind of thing. Okay, if one Googled oneself, e.g., one ego surfed, maybe? I think that's a phrase I've heard before, ego surfed, which I guess in this context means surf in the sense of surfing the internet. I think that sounds plausible. Voice of Olaf in Frozen. I didn't know this, but based on the fill, it looks like Josh Gad, who is certainly an actor I have heard of. I think that is probably the answer. Let's look at this. Quick boxing move would be a quick jab. A tic-tac-toe loser would be, well, we'll need to have an X somewhere in this answer to avoid it being a winning triple O. Handled thing, so a handled thing, an axe literally has a handle. And also you handle the axe, so I guess you could answer it either way. Tic-tac-toe loser, right. So this one could be an O or an X. And here we have scarfs down is, well, I mean, it's going to be an O. Bolts down. If you bolt down your food, you scarf it down. Buffet style is self-serve. I would think you go to the buffet counter and serve yourself. Attraction in, oh, right, okay. So what is this, the Southwest? Attraction in 69 across, overseen by the Navajo Nation. Yeah, I'm just not familiar enough with the specifics of national parks, which is embarrassing, because I did help make a game called Firewatch, which was set in a national forest, a U.S. national forest, and spent a lot of time thinking about national forests and national parks. You'd think I would remember more of these things. Attraction in 69 across that withstands dozens of lightning strikes a year familiarly. Ladle something? I don't know, boy. Owners of an infamous cow. Don't have enough new information there to be helpful to me yet. Person living in London is a... It could be... Okay, so it's probably not London, UK, but London, Ontario in Canada. So an Ontarian. So there's a bit of misdirection there because obviously I think most people's first thought would be London, England, and the UK. Okay, short hedge. A to B? Not quite sure I get this. The right one is usually slower. Right hand. Why would that be the case? I don't understand what that means. Right. Still can't see it. And to consider something would be to weigh it, to... I don't know this either. Turner on the radio. Tina Turner? I mean, that's the most straightforward answer I can think of. Someone who's... I mean, I guess you read this clue, and maybe it's late misdirection. You think a dial. Do you call a dial a turner? I don't know. But in any case, if that is misdirection, in this case, we're thinking of a person. Comedian Jimmy with a self-described schnozola, so a big nose, presumably. But I don't know who this is. Should have listened to me. I told you. Something like that, but not exactly that. To confuse someone is to, or to confuse yourself, I guess, is to, I don't know. One way to be cut. You could be cut aside, cut, tough corner for me. Eclipse. To eclipse something is to overshadow it or to block it, maybe. No, that doesn't look good with the crossing letters. Literary friend of Sam, Merry, and Pippin. So these are the hobbits from The Lord of the Rings. Gimli, maybe, was the dwarf from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if we're trying to think of another hobbit or what. I don't think I can remember the names of any other hobbits. Oh, Bilbo, maybe? I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. Keep going. Buyer. Customer? I don't know. Oh, and here's this lightning strikes thing. Wow, okay, I'm going to have to find a way into this corner of the grid, aren't I? Okay, what else have I not looked at yet? Collection during a church service. The collection plate or a tithe something or donation. Is tithe plate, is that a term? Well, if it is, it doesn't fit here, so I don't think that's what that's called. Hail in Old Rome. Ave. There we go. Here's one I can put in the grid. Does that help with this? Buyer. A vendor? A vendor is sort of a seller, so that doesn't sound right to me. What prices can do? Prices can soar, certainly, in a high inflation environment. And owners of an infamous cow are what? Oh, my goodness. Turning on the waterworks. If you're turning on the waterworks, you're crying, you're upset. Yeah, maybe, I don't know, upset? Distributor of 1933's King Kong and Little Women. I think that's the studio RKO. Nigerian staple food. I hope I recognize this when I see it, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. Music genre that emphasizes the offbeat. Ska, very famously, emphasizes the offbeat. And what about this? Fish fittingly found in anemone. So Nemo, the name Nemo from, in this case, presumably the film Finding Nemo, is found spelled out inside of the word anemone. And here we have a meditation aid. Meditation aid, I don't know. A mantra, a mantra. That's a meditation aid. Just sort of intone your mantra. General meeting place. General meeting place. Maybe it's something military because of general. I mean, you'd read this ordinarily and think general in the sense of broad-based or unspecified, but I just think there might be some misdirection and we're actually looking for something military, but I don't know. Steep could be... Oh, to brew, not steep as an adjective, but steep as a verb. To brew tea or coffee, to steep it. There we go. So what on earth is this one? Withstands dozens of lightning strikes a year familiarly. I just cannot see what this is. That's so frustrating. Oh, turning on the waterworks teary, maybe. You're sort of tear streaked a bit. And then Nigeria. Oh, yam is a Nigerian staple food. That is definitely the case. Okay, that I do know. General meeting place. And yeah, sort of potatoes are less common there, but yam's very common. Okay, general meeting place. Boy, I just don't know. Collection during a church service. Not sure about that either. Default consequence, perhaps a norm? I don't think that's right. Occasion for fireworks, New Year's Eve, abbreviation, NYE. There we go, there's something. Collection during a church service is... I want this to be an R here. Oh, war room. Oh, right, okay, it is military. Generals might meet in the war room to discuss grand strategical issues or something. Collection during a church service, something story, collection. I don't know. Does that fit with this? Oh, it's this one that I'm never going to get. This really looks like Southwest down here, though, doesn't it? That would make no na with a W, which is perfectly plausible. And then touch gently is to pet, maybe, as in an animal. And then if one persuaded one... I don't know. Here we have unwrapped eagerly, tore open. That looks right. Persuaded. Don't know. British throne room, question mark. So the lavatory. So throne in this case meaning, the porcelain throne, a toilet. And then in British English, you could refer to the lav for lavatory. For the room where the toilet is. And then, if you persuaded someone, you sold them on it. I see. Okay, and then a curt reprimand to a dog could simply be bad, I suppose. A diamond stat, so this is a baseball diamond, so RBI, which I have broadly learned through the crossword is... Oh no, have I forgotten what it is? I think it's runs batted in. I hope that's right. But there we go. And subgenre prefix alt, so you often have genres preceded with alt to indicate alternative kind of subgenre of the base genre. Name of 2 Groundhog Day characters. Phil? Who are the 2 Groundhog Day characters? I don't remember. I mean, there's the main character, the Bill Murray character. I don't remember the other one. But anyway, doesn't matter. There we have it. If you're handling things, you're on it. Part of the spine, your spine is made up of discs, so there we go. Caribbean music genre, well, it's not ska, because that's gone on the grid. What is it? Not sure. Deliberated on, thought on, or you deliberated on something. I don't know. Default consequence, perhaps. A default consequence is a redo? Oh, it is that. A default, right, okay. In I guess there are a number of contexts that you can have a default, but oh no, wait, sorry. I was thinking of a fault in sports that might lead to a redo in some context. But I think I was actually on the wrong track. I think this is relo as in relocation. So if your mortgage, if your home goes into default, you might have to relocate. You might be repossessed and you might have to relocate to a new location. That might be the answer. Let's check this. Spa service in brief. I'm not sure, but I'm not ready to rule out that L yet. Okay, attraction in 69 across, designed to be a city of the future. Oh. Epcot? From Disney World? I mean, I've never been there, but I certainly know of it. Epcot Center? So Epcot originally stood for Experimental Prototype City of Tomorrow, and Walt Disney had imagined it as an actual community intended to demonstrate sort of harmonious communal living in some, or maybe communal is the wrong word, but a kind of strong community living environment. And now it's just kind of a theme park inside of Disney World. But I don't understand what this has to do with the rest of the clues. Locale of this puzzle's attractions. Really, all 8 of them. Are there versions of these inside of Disney World or something? What does the Southwest mean? Sorry, I do not understand what's going on. I feel completely baffled. Not a good guy. A cad, a bit of a ruffian. Fictional archaeologist with a whip familiarly would be Indy for Indiana Jones from the films, of course. And a spa service in brief is... Once again, my thought was I went from redo to relo, and in this case, it's repossession. So I was right in terms of what the triggering event was, which was your home being repossessed, but the outcome of that is that you were going into default on your mortgage, but then the outcome is a repossession. I might have even said had your house repossessed, but I didn't think to put it in the answer. Anyway, the reason I thought of that is because a spa service would be a pedicure. Okay, academic figures on campus could be deans. And wood used to make chess pieces and pool cues. Wood used to make chess pieces and pool cues. Ebony, I suppose. Sounds plausible. Flake, so to speak. Bran flake? No, surely that's not right. Attraction in 69 across where crocodiles and alligators uniquely coexist. The Everglades? Oh, is this... Oh, maybe it's the southeast. I think it's the southeast. Yeah, it must be. It must be. So it's not Yellowstone. Okay, so wow, that's amazing. Is this intentional? No, I see what it is. It's both. It's both. Locale of this puzzle, that's the point. That's the point of it. You're supposed to think, how could it be that all of these things are in one location because they sort of span the United States? But can this also be north? Division for a tennis match. A net. Yes. What? I am completely flabbergasted. So a tennis match is divided by the net. And then the O is the same. But then here, word before fly, housefly, but also horsefly. A horsefly, would bedevil a horse. That is also an insect. This is extraordinary. So in fact, I might put these in as rebuses. I wonder if it will let me do this. So what's a rebus, you might ask? Someone always does ask, and it's fair enough. It's a function in the crossword software that allows you to put more than one letter in a single cell. There's a rebus button you can see in the upper right in the sort of list of buttons up there. And you press it, and then you can type in 2 or more letters, any number of letters. You could go on forever, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to put in NS because that could be either of these. So and then this one could be R or U, and And then this one could be, so it's either, what is it going to be? It's either going to be the north, it's going to be the north. Oh, is it all four? Is it all four? That's amazing. I hadn't even thought about that. I was just thinking of two kind of opposing corners, but no, it's going to be all of them. So right. So there isn't really a specific order you can put these in because it could be any combination of these letters. So, so this could be east or west. So we could put in E and A, and that. Oh wait, no, E or W. Sorry. And once again, that I even said about this no in a certain dialect, I even said it could be NAE or NAW, and I think I said NAH as well. But in this case, it really could be either two of those. And then this is going to be A or E. This is amazing. So the northwest, the southwest, the northeast, or the southeast could be any of these, and then the rest of them are the same. That is unbelievable. So these, and they're even positioned in the puzzle according to their geographical location. So the Everglades and Epcot Center are both in the southeast, for instance. Whereas, what else did we have? Yes, here we have Old Faithful and Crater Lake are both in the northwest. And then I don't think we've looked at, oh no, we have looked at some of these others. So these will be the northeast. Oh, Niagara Falls, of course. Of course. Once froze over for 30 hours in 1848. Amazing. And then what's this one? So another northeast thing. Withstands dozens of lightning strikes a year familiarly. I don't know. I keep thinking Lady Liberia. I don't know why I keep thinking that. Owners of an infamous cow. Oh, O'Leary, the O'Leary's cow. Yes, there we go. Okay, well, it is Lady something. Oh, Lady Liberty. It's the Statue of Liberty. Withstands dozens of lightning strikes a year. Oh, fascinating. Okay, great. So here are our northeast answers. Niagara Falls and Lady Liberty. Great. Okay. The right one is usually slower. The right lane on a motorway, on a highway. There we go. And then short hedge, question mark. I'm not sure. Consider, to hear an argument would be to consider it. And then, oh, I see, short hedge. On the other hand, so you could hedge your conclusion by saying, well, you know, I've declared this, but on the other hand, it could be this other thing. And it's short because it's abbreviated down to OTOH. Okay. Collection during a church service. Something for Tory. Buyer. Oh, a vendee, maybe? As in the vendor and the vendee? Maybe. Let's look at the crosses and see if that holds up. Comedian Jimmy. Oh, is it Jimmy Durante? Oh, is this not Tina? I guess it isn't. Turner on the radio. Okay. Oh, maybe it is a dial. So it was the other way around. The misdirection went in the complete opposite direction. I reversed psychologized myself into getting it wrong. So it is a dial. It is something you literally turn on the radio. Okay, well, Jimmy Durante, I don't know much about, but I know that he was a sort of classic comedian. So there we go. Should have listened to me. I told you so. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what that is. To confuse someone is to addle them, and one way to be cut, you could be cut loose. Okay, no wonder I had trouble with this corner of the grid. I had a word completely wrong. To eclipse, in this case, somebody could be to outdo them, and then, oh, offertory. I do know that word. The offertory is the collection of money, of donations during a church service. And then literary friend of Sam, Mary, and Pippin. Oh, right, Frodo. Right, of course, he's the main one. Sorry, I just didn't think of that. I don't know why, but there we go. Great, let's keep going. Let's finish this off now that I finally understand how the puzzle works. Caribbean music genre. Little Rascals could be Brats. And then here we now know that this is a Southwest geographical feature or attraction of some sort. I guess these are not all geographical features. Epcot and Lady Liberty are not, for instance. Attraction in 69 Cross, overseen by the Navajo Nation. I'll need more, but I'm very pleased about all of this. Life would be blank if it weren't funny. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. That's true. Attributed here to Stephen Hawking, a great physicist. And French eatery could be a bistro, is a common sort of restaurant in France. Noted name in 2005 news. I'm not sure who this is referring to. 2005, wow. I mean, I don't know. Cause of a driveway stain, an oil leak? Yeah, oil leak from a car. There we go. Attraction in 69 across on the extraterrestrial highway. Is it Area 51? That's what it is, right? Area 51, the purported site of an alien abduction or something, or an alien autopsy. There we go. Nature of a Blank, 1991 Queen Latifah album. Can't recall. Let's look at the crosses and see. It's a trap. Bait could be a trap. And wine menu selection could be rosés, maybe? Where did I leave off before? No. Oh, no. We did see all these. Originally called. Okay, so with respect to somebody's name, originally called né means literally born in French. And so we use that to indicate someone's birth name as distinct from their current name. Insurance company whose name contains a diphthong. Aetna? There we go. Is the AE the diphthong? I don't remember what a diphthong is. That's embarrassing as well. But there we go. That'll be the answer. It is an insurance company. Ivories. So ivories, the white keys on a piano, so they could be the keys of the piano. And it's in quotation marks here to indicate that it's kind of a nickname for those things as opposed to a literal definition or synonym. A little crazy. If you're a little crazy, you could be said to be dotty, just a little bit off kilter. And work on something you love. Here we go. It's the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword. It is the ode. So a poetic work on something you love, something to which you wish to pay tribute, to rhapsodize over with an ode. Perfect places are Edens, used to indicate a kind of utopian place. And then clinic liquids are sera, so the plural of serum. So could be used in a medical context. All right, children's author Eric Carle, who I believe wrote The Very Hungry Caterpillar, I think. And then here we have the 2 wives and 20 children of Johann Sebastian. So these are all Bachs. These are all different members of the Bach family, many of whom went on to become noted composers in their own right. I mean, not to the extent of J.S. Bach, but nonetheless, many very well-regarded composers in that family. Colonized as bees might. If you colonized, you hived, you made a hive, as bees might do. Letter-shaped beam could be an I rail, I suppose, in construction. To be on the decline is to sled, I suppose. You literally ride a sled down an incline, down a hill. And then if a bill came to 50, it totaled 50. Okay, so here we have our attraction. Oh, the 4 corners, right. That's where 4 U.S. states meet in a perfect sort of cross of corners geometrically. So there we go. I've never been to the 4 corners, but there we have it. It's in the American Southwest. And if you deliberated on something, I don't know what you do. Supply for kindergarten drawers. I think it's drawers, not drawers in this case, because I suspect it's referring to children drawing, and they draw with crayons. The eponymous saint of, quote, Alamo City. I don't know. Why is it in quotation marks? I'm not sure. Okay, we'll keep going. Some clerical workers are priests, I suppose, given the crosses there. So clerical, so members of the clergy. And then seller of over 1 billion huggable hangers on TV. I've never heard of huggable hangers, but I guess HSN, the Home Shopping Network, I think. That sounds right. Sea eagles could be erns. There we go, ERNS. That's a common short bird that you might encounter that in a cryptic crossword, so keep it in mind. Short synonyms of things or short word examples of things are always useful in cryptic crossword solving. Yoga pose is an asana. That's the name of yoga poses, or what their category of thing that they are. And then a bomb in film context, for instance, could be a flop, a big failure. And where dinars are spent, they're spent, I think there might be more than one country that does, or at least historically has used the dinar, but Iraq would come to mind for me. Oh yeah, and that works because here we have a former LA center, Shaquille O'Neal. There we go, great basketball player. Skipjacks and bluefins are tunas, so skipjack tuna, bluefin tuna. And wait, what, you might ask, huh? Biggest portion, right, this is right. The lion's share is the biggest portion of a meal or anything, I suppose. Directional heading could be Right. Okay. So my first thought was directional heading as in sort of north or something. But what this means is a prefix that can be put it in front of the word directional. So in this case, omnidirectional would be a heading for the word directional. Spanish for wait, pese would be my guess, my first guess. Pese, but maybe it's peso. Eponymous saint of Alamo City. Oh, Antonio. Right. San Antonio. So that's the saint. So it is peso. So I guess that's interesting. So that's also used for currency, Mexican currency, for instance, which makes sense. Weight is often linguistically similar to money. Eponymous saint of Alamo City is Antonio. Right. There we go. Noted name in 2005 news. Oh, Katrina as in Hurricane Katrina. There we go. So it is a name. It's just not a name of a person. It's a name of a weather event. And then if one deliberated on something, one took time on it. And let's see if this puzzle actually validates. Oh, wait, let's look at this. Caribbean music genre, soca. Oh, right, okay. I have heard of this, but not very familiar with it, so I'm not surprised I didn't get it earlier. And let's just see if the crossword validates. It does. I thought that was a great theme. Oh, look at that. They've added little slashes into our Rebus cells to confirm that this was correct. What an impressive grid construction, and what a great idea. And it really came together very nicely. So we have our 8 attractions. We have the Northwest, where you can find Old Faithful and Crater Lake. We have the Northeast, where you can find Niagara Falls and Lady Liberty. We have the Southwest, where you can find the Four Corners and Area 51. And finally, we have the Southeast, where you can find the Everglades and Epcot Center. Very good. Very, very well done puzzle. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did as well. Hopefully, how long did it take those of you solving to figure out what was going on with the theme? I'm very curious to know. I really had to stumble into it over time. And eventually, I sort of just confused for a while. I really thought it was going to be National Parks theme specifically. But no, just very broad, far-reaching U.S. Geographical and kind of novelty attraction related. Very, very good. Very impressive. I liked it a lot. Hopefully you did as well. And that was the Sunday crossword all over the map. A great title for this as well, actually, because of course these are placed all over the map, but also the sort of all over the map, not just in a literal sense, but also in the sense of being kind of scattershot and almost seemingly random initially, because you start to realize, how do these things fit together? But there we have it. Great crossword. Really liked it. And should be back tomorrow for the Monday edition of the crossword, so do join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.